Hey everyone, I'm here today to do a review of Renau Julianne in the color 42730. I'm also though going to do a comparison because this Julianne that I have on right now is in a petite cap, and I have Christy by Renau, and that's also a hand-tied cap. Julianne is hand-tied, we'll talk about that. And my Christy is in a regular size cap. So I think it's going to be really fun to show you guys a comparison. And then you can look at my measurements, which are in the description box of this video, so you can compare yours to mine, and maybe that'll help you decide whether or not you need a petite or a regular. So let's get right into this review. So Julianne is a fully hand-tied cap by Renau. This color 42730, I would consider it a medium auburn. So the 4, which is a dark brown, isn't terribly prevalent in this color. It just gives it some warmth. But the 27 and the 30 are what are really pulling more of a medium auburn out of this one. So you can see it's just really well blended. It's not super highlighted by any means. It's really pretty. I would say if you like medium auburns, then you would really like 42730. It's just that perfect blend that it's not too dark and it's not too light. So let's take a look at Julianne from all sides, and then you can really get a look at the color as well. It's also going to be really interesting to talk about how this cap fits me, because I think the way this cap fits me impacts how the hair looks on me. And I'd like to touch on that just a little bit. So Julianne is just this really cute, kind of sassy spiral curl, sort of a loose spiral curl. It's just really darling. I did purchase this wig from a wig sister. She had said that she had never been worn. I think she may have had her for a couple of years, and she was just in a box and had never worn her. I am finding the fibers on this piece to be very dry, and I don't know if that's a product of how she stored her. So please take this review with a grain of salt and look at other people's reviews as well. I am struggling a little bit with the fibers on this as well as the curl pattern. I've seen some Juliannes look a lot curlier, and I'm wondering if part of it is maybe she forgot that she had worn it. Some of it could be that I think this cap is small on me, and so the curls are laying differently. But she is just this cute kind of sassy spiral curl piece. She has some subtle layers to her. She's kind of, a little bit below chin length, and she's not terribly layered. So I think, for someone who likes mid-length bob cuts, this is a really, really cute cut. Let's talk a little bit about the cap just right away, so that I can show you the hand-tied cap, which really is what makes Julianne special. So she has a full top and a lace front. The scalloping on this lace was cut in by its owner. This was not there. This is not there in the original. It is not scalloped. This lace was cut. She has the nice soft ear tabs, extended nape, and then this fully hand-tied cap. If you are not familiar with hand-tied wigs, one of the biggest benefits of a fully hand-tied wig like this is the fact that if you were to wear Julianne outside in a super windy day, you are never ever going to be able to know that this is a wig, because the hand-tied just makes it look like hair is growing out of your scalp. Can you see that? Looks like little knots, but you can't really see them because if the hair is blowing, it's not like staying in one place. So for someone who is ultra sensitive to having something look like a wig on you, hand-tied caps, while quite a bit more expensive than their wefted sisters, could be a good choice because they're super realistic. They also just hug the head a little bit differently. I'll tell you that I find wefted caps to be a little more comfortable on me than hand-tied. To me, hand-tied just don't have as much stretch as I like them to have. There's very little stretch in this. And so if it's snug on you, it's gonna stay stuck, be quite snug. Where I think wefted have just a little bit more give. As far as which one is cooler, I can't really say. I don't think there's a tremendous difference in how cool one is over the other. I think there's a lot more that goes into that, such as how much permatease is in a wig. In a fully hand-tied wig, you're getting no permatease whatsoever. How much hair, you know, just what level of insulation are you putting on top of your head has a lot to do with how warm or cool you are in any particular wig. So Julianne and her hand-tied cap fits me very, very snugly. I figured that it would fit me snugly in my circumference because I am 22 inches around, and that is average. And so she is. I have her all the way out. And it's not uncomfortably tight. It is snug, but not uncomfortably so. So from a 22-inch circumference perspective, I think a hand-tied cap could be okay if that's what, or I'm sorry, a petite, if that was all you could get your hands on. That's not too terrible. I don't think if you were at any larger than 22 inches though, that it would probably not be terribly comfortable. Where I'm finding that it feels really small is kind of over the top of my head. The ear tabs on Julianne are really high up compared to typical. So my ear is down here. The ear tab is kind of, I'm trying to show it so I can get the hair out of the way, is like right here. I've never had ear tabs so high up on my head before. I've had them like above my ear before, but back further, if that makes sense. This one is more forward and up. So I think that is contributing to how she lays just a little bit odd on me, and maybe makes the curls fall just a little bit different. I'll show you on my Christy where those ear tabs fall. One thing that I thought was really interesting, one of the reasons why I got the hand-tied cap was in John Renau hand-tied, I have so much extra room on the top, it almost gives me a cone head. Well, this one kind of does that too, and it's kind of odd. I have like a lot of extra room, like right here, but not back here and not up here. So I would say it still isn't fitting me as well as I would like it to fit me. And because it is feeling snug and odd, if I were to continue to get hand-tied caps by John Renau, I'm gonna have to stick with the regular. This just isn't fitting quite right. And I don't think it's, I just think my measurements don't work, which is interesting because over the top of my head, I am between child size and petite. I'm very small over the top of my head, and it still doesn't quite fit me right. So that's my 2 cents on the John Renau petite. So let me put Christy on for you, and I can show you what I'm talking about. This Christy I bought used, pretty well used. I mean, she's still in good condition, but I only paid like $100 for her, and she's nearly $500 retail. And I have worn her so much. So she is well, let me grab my comb, well loved. So don't look at this Christy necessarily and judge it by a new Christy you might get. She's also been trimmed a little bit. So it's more for just the cap comparison. Right off the bat, I can tell you this one feels so much better. It's just not as snug. That's really snug. I get tons of extra room in this cap. Can you just see how much I'm doing this? So much extra room. I don't have that amount of extra room, but the ear tabs are down by my ears where they belong, versus, you know, this ear tab is laying like right here. Julianne was probably just not too much up from there, maybe like that, but enough that it felt odd. It just didn't feel like it was sitting in the right place on my head. And this cap just feels so much more comfortable. It just feels like it's hugging my head differently than the petite. So again, take a look at my measurements and see how they compare to yours if you're not sure if you should get a petite or a regular. You know, if you're true petite, your circumference is petite, your over the top is petite, then I think you'll probably be okay. I think I just have kind of an odd shaped head in general, which makes this a challenge to fit me. So if you've been considering Julianne, I would just say if you really don't want permatease, first of all, if you can afford the price tag, or if you can find a used one, gently used. If you don't like permatease, but you want you still want body and volume, but you don't want permatease, Julianne might be a good fit for you because she doesn't have the permatease, she doesn't have all of the pillowy, but she's got volume. She has quite a bit of hair up here. They make up for the lack of permatease in amount of hair. So in that sense, you're still going to get some volume and some body, and I think that is needed with curls like this, or it just looks funny, but you're not going to get the poof. One other thing I want to point out about John Renau hand-tied caps, their part lines are so good. I just love, I put a little foundation on my Christy here. Let me see if I can show it to you guys. I put a little foundation on that just to draw it out a little bit, and when I wear this, I feel like it looks one of the most realistic natural part lines of any wig that I own. I just love how they knot them so that you can kind of see that monofilament, and all it takes is a little bit of foundation or a little bit of scar tape, like the flesh colored scar tape, put on the underside of the cap to make that look a little more flesh colored, especially if you have hair, and it looks so natural. So fantastic job on those. The lace front, let me get her where she needs to be. She also wants to keep pulling back because she just doesn't fit me quite right. The lace front is really good, really, really good. Overall, this is so realistic looking. It's just, for the money that you're going to pay, this is not going to give away that it's a wig to anyone. So if you can afford it or you can find a good price on one, to me, they're worth it. If you're looking for realism, like super realism. Otherwise, I think she's cute. I kind of wish she was a regular size, and so I could see how she'd fit me a little better. I don't know. That's really all I had to show you guys. I'll give you a look at this color outside. One more look all around. So let me know what you think. Let me know if, is Julianne for you, do you think? Do you have Julianne? If you do, let everybody know what you think of Julianne. How does she wear? Like I said, she's feeling really dry to me, and I don't know if it's just because the wig sister I got her from had her so long. Maybe she didn't, who knows how she stored her. So how does she wear? I don't know. I'm not even sure I'm going to keep this one. I'm trying to decide if she'll be a project wig for me or if I'll sell her, just because she doesn't fit me very well. So we'll see what happens, but check out my blog. You might find her for sale on my blog. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Thanks for watching. If you have questions, as always, let me know. Otherwise, I'll talk to you soon. All right, guys, here's for 27:30 outside. It's a beautiful, beautiful color. I just love this color. I think it's so pretty. Let's go in front of a different background. Beautiful auburn. Very, very pretty. Got a little bit of sun over here. All right, hopefully that was helpful. Let me know if you have questions. Hey everyone, so this is Julianne straight out of the box. I really wanted to make sure you guys had a chance to see what I started with. Make sure we got good focus and color here. All right, so I'm gonna take this girl and I'm gonna soak her. She's really got some serious box hair, like really bad. I kind of feel bad that I think she looks pretty terrible for a wig that retails for over $400. So I really hope I can get something out of this. Even just looking at how long these are compared to everything else, it's a little crazy. We'll see what happens.